Hello guys, welcome back to Spoken Essays. I am Harshal Vora and you are watching the JavaScript tutorial where we learn what JavaScript is, how to code in Java, not in Java, in JavaScript, and we are going to continue from where we left off yesterday. And without wasting more time, I'll share my screen with you guys, and we can begin with our course. Well, resume our course really. Yeah. So we have this screen available with us. I'll make this window active. As you can see, it's not active. I can't do anything to it unless I click on it. The moment I click on it, it becomes active. You saw the color of the window change. You can see, yeah, if you saw the color of the window change. Yeah, I like to keep reminding you guys of that because it happens so many times that the active window might be some other window and the actual window might be something else. Okay, let's begin. So I'll go to freeCodeCamp. We get started. It's free. Yes, of course it's free. And we resume from where we left. So we finished, what did we finish for this? Yeah, we finished basic JavaScript, then ES6, then regular expressions, debugging, basic data structures, basic algorithm scripting, object oriented programming, and we are working on function programming. We did work on functional programming, and I think we're going to build this. I haven't read this yet, but this involves JSON. Jason Voorhees, if you guys know who that is, bless you. That is a very famous character from the Friday the 13th franchisee. You guys can check it out in your own time. Let's begin. What does this say? So use the map method to extract data from an array. So now we're going to learn how to extract data from an array using map. Pretty cool. So far we have learned to use pure functions to avoid side effects in a program. Yeah. Also, we have seen the value in having a function only depend on its input arguments. Yes. Seen the value in having a function only depend on its input. Yeah, we have. This is only the beginning, as its name suggests. Functional programming is centered around a theory of functions. It would make sense to be able to pass them as arguments. Yes. And return a function from another function. Functions are considered first class objects in JavaScript. We came across that term before, yesterday actually. It means they can be used like any other object. Yes. First class objects. So functions are in a way objects, and they are considered first class objects, so we can ask it to return, they can be used like any other, so we can return it as an object or return the call of that function as okay, I get it. We can return this. Okay, they can be saved in variables, stored in an object. Yes. When you store a function in an object, it is called a method. When you save it in a variable, save it as a variable. Variable to have and or passed as function arguments. Yes, we have learned this. Let's start with some simple array functions. The best example I can think of right now is the function that we used to sort an array. We had this project where we sorted an array with a function a and b, a minus b, something like that. We used an anonymous function. So I remember that. So a function is passed inside a function, or a function is passed as an argument. Very cool actually. And we also learned that tmaker, in which we passed an argument, passed a function as an argument. Let's start with some simple array functions, which are methods on the array object prototype. Very nice. So array object prototype, interesting. Where is this array object prototype? No, okay. Which are methods on the array object? Okay. So there is a object called array. Because an array is, if you think about it, an object that only contains arrays. So which are methods on the array object or prototype? Okay. In this exercise, we are looking at array.prototype.map, or more simply map. So when we call this map function, it actually calls array.prototype.map. So this makes me understand that we can only call map Oh, no, yeah, we can only call map on an array, or we can only call a map that on a variable that is only an array. So if ratings were a string, it would not be applied because it's for this object prototype array. Pretty cool. Wow. Oh, okay. So if you think about it, this function is listed for array. Yeah, you guys get it. The map method iterates over each item in an array and returns a new array Think a new array containing the results of calling the callback function. Wait a second. So ratings is actually an instantiation of the array prototype. If you think about it, yeah, exactly. And what does this do? So the map method iterate. Okay. In a new array containing the results of calling the callback function on each element, it does this without mutating the original array. That is very cool actually. When the callback is used, it is passed 3 arguments. So we pass map 3 arguments. The first argument is the current element being processed. The second is the index of that element, and the third is the array upon which the map method was called. Oh, so okay, it returns 3 arguments. The first argument would be return would be the element itself, and then the second would be the index of the element or the place of the element where it was in the array, and the third is the array itself. Array itself as in the array it was called. Okay. See below, for example, using the math method on the user's array to return a new array containing only the names of the users as elements. For simplicity, the example only uses the first argument of the callback. Okay. For simplicity, guys. So what does this say? We have an object called users, and that object users has 3 arrays: name. Okay, so John, Amy, and Camper Cat. Now we have a variable called names. It will be passed in the console.log, but it will be called in the console.log to print whatever the value of names is. What is the value of names? So this is how we call map. So we write users, the name of the object.map, the dot notation. We have 2 viewers. Hello, thank you for joining. So we have users, so object.map. Can you guys see that? Yeah, object.map, and then we have the user, and then we have this array. This you can call it an arrow. Can call it. I will call this an arrow. So user arrow user dot name. So get me user, and in users we get name. So it will return all the all the 3 names. Just a second. Okay, I'll adjust this. Apparently, yeah, I can't move this much farther. Okay. Is that it? Just a second, guys. Okay, what is that? 2 spaces. Okay, good. I think you guys will find it much better. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah. So the console would display value John, Amy, Camper Cat, all the names. Pretty cool. Now we write the watch list array holds objects with information on several movies. They mean this object called watch list. This object has movies. So first is the movie Inception. Amazing movie, guys, must check it out. Inception, which was released in 2010. It is rated PG-13. So yeah, people above the age of people aged between 13 and 18 can watch it, but they would require parental guidance to watch it. They can't watch it alone, and no one under the age of 18 can watch it, probably because of the concept of Inception itself, the ideas, the thoughts in the mind and the brain, whatever. And there are of course mature themes. Then we have 16. So it was released worldwide, or probably in the USA, on 16 July 2010. Runtime is 148 minutes, which is approximately 1 hour 28 minutes. Yeah, 1 hour 28 minutes. The genre of this movie is action, adventure, crime. Then we have the name of the director, Christopher Nolan. The writer of this movie is also Christopher Nolan. Very good. The actors include these guys: Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Elliot Page, Tom Hardy, and many more. Marion Cotillard, and I think I don't know how to pronounce her name. Then the plot itself, what the story is. You guys can check it out. Basically, a thief. I can read it out to a thief who steals corporate secrets through the use of dream sharing technology is given the inverse task of planting an idea into the mind of a CEO. Very cool. Actually, that's exactly it. That's very precise, concise. English, Japanese, French. So it was released in 3 languages in 2010. English, Japanese, and French, and country USA, UK. So yeah, because not Canada. Okay. So it was dubbed in Japanese and French, and it was also released in English. But it can also be it will probably also be dubbed in other languages. You can probably watch it in Hindi, not in Gujarati though, unfortunately. Then it won 4 Oscars and 143 wins and 198 nominations. Of course, amazing movie. Poster has an image. This is the image. Then Metascore, it has a Metascore. I'm not sure. I think the Metascore is for IMDb. IMDb has a Metascore out of 100, I think. Then it has its IMDb rating. That's different. It has 8.8 rating, which is very high compared to all the movies in the world. Yeah, I could say that for any movie really. Then it has received this many votes. I don't know if they're upvotes or downvotes or a combination of vote. Probably upvotes or all the votes itself. Then IMDb ID this, and then it's a type of a movie. So what this title is, the title is a movie, or the movie itself is a movie. Then the response means true. I have no clue what response true means. Then we have another Nolan movie, Interstellar. Also cool movie, very cool movie actually. Then The Dark Knight, also a Nolan movie. Batman Begins, I'm Batman. Literally me. We have Avatar, that's by James Cameron. That's it. Okay. So watch list array holds objects with information on several movies. It does. Use map on watch list. Okay. To assign a new array of objects to the ratings variable. Each movie in the new array should have only a title key with the name of the film and a rating key with the IMDb rating. The code in the editor currently uses a for loop to do this. You should replace the loop functionality with your map expression. I remember in the previous projects we came up with loops to figure this out. Now instead we are going to do this. I'm kind of happy. I'm kind of interested. What does this say? So the title will be assigned this. So okay. So instead we're only supposed to return this and what? Rating. So rating, IMDb rating. That's it. We're only supposed to return these 2 values, including the key and the value. Like this. The key and the value. Yeah, and 2 keys and 2 values. One key being title, the second being rating, and their values, respective values. And they're very generous. We're not supposed to edit this list. Although that would be very funny. But we're supposed to do that for all of them, and we're supposed to replace the loop and show the same output. Then I think I can leave that. Where is the return? Oh, that's it. Okay, that's here. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, and it's constant. Interesting. Yeah, but because we're mapping it, so we write, what's this called? Watch list, right? WATCH LIST dot map let's use the arrow to our advantage. It says user arrow user dot name, right? But you don't want user dot name. Okay, let's put the 3 arguments then. We write user dot title, comma, space, user Of course, watch list is not defined. User is not defined because it's not user, actually it is watch list. Watch list dot pattern. Wait a minute, nope, this should be ratings. Again, watch list, typo, not a typo, I didn't make it camel case, very good. And this should, yeah, let's at least do this. What will this do? Undefined is not a function. So let's find out what arguments does map to. So map in JavaScript. Array map method, it takes 3 arguments, right? Let's read you, creates a new array. Yeah, we know that. It takes current value, index, and then array dot map, and then this, what is this function? A function to be run for each array element. What? Interesting. So we write map get full name. So persons dot map get full name. Where is get full name? No, it's not in here. We have to define a function get full name item. Oh, okay. So we can't simply write watch list dot title. We have to write an anonymous function. So we write watch list and arrow. Right now nothing has been added. I can see that, because if I comment u, it will all be blank. So this doesn't add anything to it. Why? Because T is capital. Nope. Let's see what we are doing wrong. So it says users dot map names equals. Oh yeah, we're also supposed to push it then. Yeah, I see. Watch list ratings dot push. Good. So now we have the names of the movies. We don't only want this, we also want that's unexpected, isn't it? If I use commas, yeah, commas are allowed. And we also want to bring the titles again, that will only cause a loop. We want the rating, not only that's not the rating, actually we want IMDb rating. Is there a way to, yeah, okay, good. We write IMDb rating. That does nothing. Why? Maybe I ought to call another function. So it says item dot first name, item dot last name. Item dot first name, item dot last name. It says watch list, right? And then join. Is the spelling correct? Yeah, the spelling is correct. Do I write join here? Yeah, dot join. Cannot read properties of undefined reading join. I see. What does this take? So this takes the property called first name, item dot first name, and last name, Reynolds. Oh, hello, Mr. Gino Jain. Hi. We have a comment from Mr. Gino Jain. It says, "Where is your partner, brother Kushagra?" Mr. Gino, my partner is Kushagra. So he has an own channel. He has his own channel now. Uh, he works with cat preparation. He has his own channel. आप description में जाके check कर सकते हैं. You can find out what the channel is. It's KC Cat Videos. And if you go to the description, आपको end में दिखेगा KC Cat Videos करके channel. You can check it out over there. Thank you. Okay, so we have this. I hope that answers your question. If not, please let me know. So you have Malcolm Reynolds, Kaylee Fry. Okay, and this has persons.map. So persons.map, and then we map it, and then we do this. I simply put people in here, and then instead of writing get full name here, I call the function itself in this, which says get full name and return item. Take in the item. Interesting. Thank you for thank you for your question, Mr. Gino Jain. If you are interested in coding, you can check out my videos as well. Or if you're interested in learning more about cat preparation, you can check out his videos. Thank you. Okay. The value of the current element. Well, we did put that. But it's comma separated. So when we put comma separated, it tells us the index. This doesn't tell the index. I mean, it kind of does because this is the function itself. What do we want? We want the rating key with the IMDb rating, which is this IMDb capital RATING, right? Yes. So we have TITLE, which brings us inception, and then we have IMDb rating. What can we do about this? That is null because IMDb rating doesn't exist. How did you write this function again? Let me see. Let's take a reference. It says get full item, so function. Ours is an anonymous function. Well, kind of. Yeah. So instead of the return word is not here, but it is in there, and we push that ratings.push, and then we push this function called watchlist.map, and inside the map there is a function called that's an anonymous function which says watchlist and dot title, and it says return this dot join. Interesting. It's an anonymous function, it takes in that argument. How did you write you? Yeah, exactly, for the sake of simplicity. But now I do not understand this. Maybe if we put another bracket, yeah, but it's still null, yeah. I mean, I can do it this way now. Watch list dot IMDb rating. So we have inception, comma space, avatar. We don't want comma space, do we? We want to return the. Oh yeah. see more examples. What does this bring us? It brings us the list, not the prop key, and let's read you. Map method iterates over each item in an array and returns a new array containing the results of calling over the column. It does this without iterating, and the callback is used once passed 3 arguments. It is passed 3 arguments. Index of the third is the array on which the map method is called. What are we doing here? Let's try to understand you. We're pushing this, pushing whatever comes out of this to ratings. Good. Now what we go here, we are calling a map function to of on this thing called watch list. Very good. We call the map function. Now map function itself takes a function as an argument, so we've provided it with a function. Let's cut this. Instead write watch list dot what ratings. Nope, not rating, actually title. Watch list is not defined because it's inside a function, isn't it? Oh, because the L is lowercase. Undefined is not a function. This is not a function, unfortunately. That's why I can't get it. Let's call an anonymous function then. Inside this we write an anonymous function which would return watchlist.title. Let's try calling a function to push. Not to push, actually the person's not a map. Oh, we have two viewers watching. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Watch me as I try to figure out how to find a solution for this. So how did they write this? They called a console.log name ratings. You stringified ratings. This is not actually ratings. If you remove this, it will simply return undefined. When you stringify this, oh yeah, look at that. Okay. So first of all, we do not want another array, right? If I uncomment you, this returns curly bracket title inception rating. That's the first entry. There's no there are no double and mines here. Let's read you again, maybe this will help us understand. The map method iterates over each item and returns a new array, okay, containing the results of calling the callback function in each element. Yeah. What if I write here watch list? Still returns. Interesting. Now it returns this. Let's try to manipulate this and understand. So it says users.map, so watchlist.map. Oh yeah, let's call you capital N watchlist. So now we at least have inception, interstellar, the dark knight. Now what if I only want, well, not only but only, oh yeah, title is not defined. Exactly, we have to use the dot notation, of course. But how do I use the dot notation on the first? No, not the first actually. They used text here, I can see that. It literally pushes this. Then we can also ask it to push it that way. I put the curly brackets that begin here and end here. The moment we do this, some weird stuff happens because this curly bracket will be considered something else, not text. What if we call two functions inside this? I mean, okay. Let's copy this, press enter here. Instead of title, I write IMDb rating. Where is IMDb rating? It's here, right? Okay. Now should there be a comma or semicolon? There should be a comma. It says unexpected token on line 3. That's not it. Oh, acha, that's okay. Okay, I'm going to take this out again. Sorry, not that. X please, and write my funk. Okay, very good. My function is not defined, indeed. कर्ली ब्रैकेट एंड यहाँ पे होगा. Function, oh yeah, we have to write return, don't we? And here I was thinking we could use ES6 guidelines. Can't return the second thing. What does this say? Function my funk. Very good. It returns null. Very good. Maybe we define this afterward instead of later. Oh shit. Come on, I just copied it. X please. And then you paste it. Okay. Now let's play with you. It says get full name item. Okay. What is item in here? Item is item. What does it take, my friend? Where is item defined? Nowhere. Interesting. Okay, you know, let's use item then. Let's try to recreate this, and then maybe if we recreate this, then we can edit it. What do we write? So math.get full name my funk, that's it. ये तो बराबर है. Now we do this. So item. Good. Now it's not able to read this. You can see this thing has a different color. Exactly. What is it with you that okay, you can try something else. Now it's returning title, it's not returning IMDb anyway. IMDb rating anyway. Why? Okay, let's ask it to return both. Do we put commas? Yes. Now it, okay, I'll comment this for, by the way, for loop. So it only prints the IMDb rating and not the title anymore. How about that? Now it only prints because the function stops actually return, don't we? I could do this in section 8.8. It's literally concatenation at this point. And yet, we can't get the key and the value. Now what? Yeah. Return key and value JavaScript. How to get keys, values, and entries? Object.keys, object.values, and object.entries. Balaji 2023, hello. So we write object.keys user, so object.keys user. It would print all the keys with map. How return the key and map in JavaScript? Call get method, come on, tell me map. We have this data. I'm using a view vue.js. Map user then console of ID user ID username. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I get it. हाँ नहीं ऐसे भी लिख सकते हैं. I can write it my way. What do we want? How did this print stuff, by the way? Honey. Let's uncomment you. There. What? Okay, so it prints title and then our avatar. You can see the title is here, and then watch list, and reuse this to my advantage. Then I should have done that earlier. I have no clue why I didn't. Maybe I wasn't looking. Okay. Now, of course, instead of watch list, we will write my function and then title. Not my function, watch list and title. Now we have title but undefined. Yeah. But if we use commas, then it's going to come on. Rating, fine. Now we have this. When we have rating, and इसको हटाना पड़ेगा. Can you guys see that? I don't think you guys can. Okay. Title inception हमारा क्या है? Title button begins, title avatar, rating, and then rating again. Oh अच्छा ये तो उनका है. Ours begins from here. You can only see the rating, not the title. That is so interesting because of the comma. All because of a comma. Yet we are asking you to return this. Or if I put all of you Yeah, in a comment. Yeah, nope. It only prints return. All because of this. The moment I make you a plus sign, yeah. So now it's not expecting this. Now it's invalid. Why? Is it because of this? Hopefully not. No, it is not. It is because of the colon. Yeah. If I were to use this, that doesn't cause a problem. Wow. Okay. What if I were to remove all of this? Instead just put a curly bracket in this and semicolon. It would return an empty array, so this also doesn't help. Come on, dude, work. I mean, yeah, it won't work if you ask it nicely. Would this even return anything? No. Item does not return anything. So many compromises. What could have been a quicker and better way to write it this way, right? Just try to write it this way then. And I wonder if you know me. I just won't print anything because there is no user, there is nothing really. Yeah. Okay. Correct block starter. Okay, very good. And now we're not, because this cannot be user, it has to be watch list. Instead of this, okay. What? इसको भी हटा दें, console डालने की ज़रूरत नहीं है यार. This has got to go. Come on, man, move. Okay. You can see that problem has immediately appeared. Missing semicolon where watch title. So this considers this a semicolon y. let's cut you. Names, constant names, and then print names. Well, let's make a constant. Why not? Constant with return watch list dot map. Very good size actually today. Not very good, I would say, but yes, I'm sighing a lot today. I copied this from the internet. It has, what does this do? Basically, it maps user, then console.log this user ID and username. Right. With ES6, this should be possible. I do not know where I'm wrong, what I'm doing wrong. It's not even an anonymous function. Yeah, you see that's happening. Now it's an anonymous function, literally, and still says missing a semicolon. According to them, the argument ends here. See, now it says rating is not defined. Well, first of all, it should be ratings. Actually, no, it should be rating anyway, Obviously, my idiot friend, rating is not defined. Why do I even call you an idiot? ID, user ID, and name and username. Should this take that as an argument? Come on. Okay, what if I write here title comma space rating, and now this thing's color changes and it still says missing semicolon. What do you want? Okay, let me delete this. Maybe it's getting nervous because of that. No, it is not. अभी भी कुछ ना कुछ तकलीफ है. क्या है? तो A. चलो. So we have a constant called A like this, and we have console.long A. Very good. Fine. I'm not going to play with this JSON string for now, or for this project itself. Okay, so according to this example, how they did it is this way. They did it this way. It says names, I used A, cool, it's a variable anyway. Then it says users.map, this object is called users, our object is called watchlist. Let me copy this just so there is no problem. The data is also covered in this way. Each array item is stored in a curly bracket, opening and closing curly bracket. Very good. So we have users.map. So watchlist, let me just paste this. Very good, the spelling is the same. Watchlist.map, right? Then it takes user as an argument, okay, where user is actually a user, okay, fine. And we write this. So let's say instead of this and this, let's write it this way. There's still a problem here. Now why is the question? Should there not be a comma and a plus sign? Still a semicolon missing. Why? You know what, let's comment, not even comment, let's cut you out. And it says, of course, title is not defined, move away. Let me write, because it says users and user, movie, fine, chalo, movie. Then we write, instead of watchlist, we should write movie not name, right? The movie not title. Why does this say null is the question? Sorry. According to this, if we only want the name of the users, we write user.name, which says user and user.name, right? I write movie and then the arrow thing. चलो ऐसा भी करके इसको हटा देते हैं, बस इसको भी हटा देते हैं, बस चलो अभी इसको फिर भी अनएक्सपेक्टेड दिख रहा है, चलो तेरे लिए ये भी हटा दें. Now what does it say? So it does return movie titles. Very good. Unfortunately, I also want the titles. How did you write this? Let's see. So you say ratings dot push, and then you write inside this, you put this curly bracket, and then you put title, and then watch list I. So this is I मतलब the first item, and then you put the title's value. Basically title colon space, and this includes the name of the title, which would be Inception, and then rating, Inception's rating. Yeah, IMDb rating. What are we doing that's different than this? Am I allowed to put a comma in here? Okay, maybe. So we write movie dot IMDb rating. Now it says movie is not defined. Very good. So once it has been defined with this, I can't say movies. Why? Am I supposed to write movie again? MOVIE, yeah. If I write movie right now, and I write movie again, movie is not defined, exactly. So it's not about you actually. What if we do this? We write title, TITLE, and IMDb rating. Now this is invalid. Because instead of this, there should be curly brackets. I think ES6, I can't figure this thing out yet. We have to ask it to return. We're literally going back to. Okay. What problem is it that you have with dots? Let's read this. Maybe this will help me understand this again. This has an ID and a name. Is that what's bothering you? The text, the double quotes. Let's take care of the double quotes then. चलो इसको रखते हैं किसमें, इसमें, और इसमें रखेंगे double quotes. चलो, very good. Now it's completely unexpected of us to do that. Now this won't be movie really, this will be watch list again. Watch list. Can't call watch list. I don't know why anymore. Usually when, oh yeah, we also call this a function, don't we? We have to call you a function. Very good. Now it will return watch list, title, and movie rating. Why is this here? That's correct. This should be here. The semicolon should also be here, and the bracket should be in here. अरे बाप रे, क्या तकलीफ होगी इसको? Very good. Now this should say watch list again. Dot should be removed. They should be in double quotes. For a second there something happened. It printed everything. because of you or you. If I remove this, what happens? So watch list, and then we write IMDb rating, and suddenly we have everything printed in here. Wow. And if you the moment I put this in double quotes, come on, this becomes null again. I'm supposed to write this 0 null, no, not really then. And it takes 2 arguments. Shouldn't take any arguments really. Yeah, it is indeed non-defined. I thought it would be a simple map function. You know what? I'm going to look at a few more map function examples to give myself a better idea. This freeCodeCamp did it, but they, you know what they did? They did it for simplicity. So now I don't understand. Maybe I don't see it. Okay, we have map method. Already saw this. This says this, right? It says persons.map. So we simply write persons.map and then get their full name. And inside get full name, so the map is calling a function called get full name, right? And get full name takes an item as an input. Okay, right. Chalo, ये भी करते हैं. Let's go back to you. I'll make this item. I'll make you item. Sorry, ITEA, right? Now this does return title. Very good, very good. So let's put you in brackets and double quotes. Now it still doesn't print the title itself, but it does print item weight. Very good. Now what's the problem? What if I write the plus sign? Now we have inception avatar. Very good. Now let's put you in curly brackets. Maybe this can help us. I mean, if I simply use double quotes, then we have finished it. Yeah. So one hack, guys. Tilde open and tilde close. I put the simple. Yeah. If I write title, हो गया. यहाँ पे curly brackets डाल देंगे तो ये भी काम हो गया. Where curly brackets? Where should it be? Yeah, inside you. Very good. इसको और तकलीफ होगी. बहुत तकलीफ देंगे. Okay, so that trick didn't work. Now all of this is grayed out because why not? Yay! If I remove you guys, one of you will also do actually. All of this is grayed out. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's all grayed out because of you, teeny tiny little thing. What is that? Okay. Now I can see it's grayed out, so it's not being called anywhere in the code. is the value for a key in the map. Oh my god. Okay, create a map. So you're in. What are you doing? Get full name, item first name. Very good. Oh, sorry. Where it says item dot first name, item dot last name, and they're joined together in one, joined with spaces. So first thing, then second, and then third. You can see Malcolm Reynolds is together, Kaylee Fry is together, and they're all separated by commas. Thank you. Because probably because of map. This is item dot first name, item dot last name. What if I write item plus? Yep, it's still grayed out. Weirdest day ever. Not weirdest day. You see, the moment I remove you, nahi? Yes, sir. Say. No, it's not grayed out. Now, because of its simplicity, I do not understand how to write the map function. I mean, I do, but I can't play with it. Let's read Geeks for Geeks. Maybe that can help us understand. So map takes if callback function, very good. The JavaScript map method in JavaScript creates an array by calling a specific function on each element present in the parent array. It is a non-mutating method. Generally, the map method is used to iterate over an array and calling function in every element of the array. This method accepts two parameters as mentioned above and described below. Okay. So first it takes function current value index array. This function is a required parameter which takes three values: current value, index, and array. It is a required parameter, but index and array are optional parameters. Okay. Right. So we have item. Do I also have to define other items then? This is three, right? Index is an optional parameter that holds the index of the current element. We have no interest in holding the current element. Or do we have an interest for an optional parameter that holds the array? Okay, let's read this. Maybe this will help us understand. So this says let array 2, 5, 6, 3, 8, 9. Very good. Now we say let new array. So first a constant or a variable. Okay, yeah. Let a new array. Let a new variable be this. We let a new variable be this a, and you can also see it has been console logged. Okay, very good. Now we write array. So this array dot map. Our array is watchlist.map, very good. And then the function itself, which this is the function. What is the function called? Function takes two arguments. Ours takes one argument. It says val index, so value and index. So it takes two arguments. It says key index, value. Okay, so it would print it this way: 0 as in the key, the index, Can I write that? Oh, acha, okay. So what do we ask it? We ask it to return. ये सब भूल जाते हैं, चलो दिमाग लगाते हैं थोड़ा, हमें ये लाइन ब्रेक दे देते नहीं तो बहुत तकलीफ होने वाली है. Okay, let's write return here. Very good. Now return what? Haha, very good. It does return. Very good. इसको भी कमेंट कर देते, इसका कोई काम नहीं अभी. One more yawn and I'll get coffee, I swear. Sorry about that, guys. Key index value right. So then we don't need any of that, do we? Title and not even item, we need rating. Very good, chalo. Now I write here हटाओ ये लिखेंगे. ओके, वेरी गुड. क्या तो हम लोग पहले लिखेंगे TITLE. टाइटल इज व्हाट, वॉच लिस्ट डॉट TITLE. Watch list is not defined. Very good, because of capital letter. No, we can't write this. We should write title. Very good. That still doesn't work. What works with you, my friend? Come on. I think only because of this you can't get anywhere. Okay. It doesn't say anything. What do we write? What if we write watch list? Nothing. Now instead of title, if I write IMDb RATING. No. Very good. So now we know that won't work. What if I write rating? Okay, we get rating. So we get with rating, we do get this. Very good. Why do we not get that? Am I supposed to write capital title? No. Come on, let's check. Is title in capital? I can see the title is in capital indeed. And when I wrote rating, I am rating, it worked. So it's only supposed to work with titles. Very good. So if I make this RATING, this will say rating. Very good. Now I also want to put the title, because we write this. ठीक है, निकलो. Very good. अभी यहाँ पे हम लिखेंगे title. Very good. So we have title, but title should actually be a title. So we write title and then this, and suddenly it disappears. Why? Are you called title TITLE, capital TITLE? Yes, you are. Why do you disappear when I ask you to appear? चलो रेटिंग का तो पक गया, उसने रेटिंग की प्रॉपर्टी और वो भी पेस्ट कर दी. वेरी गुड. What is it about titles that is so frustrated? What if I cut you? Very good. Now title is not defined. Obviously, comma space. Very good. Now we have title, but we don't have rating. Why? I can see it works with this. Hopefully this is ES6. I will be very key and index, and we can see it has index as a second value, and yet it returns the index values. function that takes 2 arguments and returns 2 arguments, a title and a rating. What if I write in rating and then title? Will that work? Let's remove this itself. Okay, that worked very well. Wow. ब्रदर कम ऑन. चलो अभी इसको कट करते हैं और इसको यहाँ पे रखते हैं. Now instead of rating we write movie. Instead of rating we also write movie. वेरी गुड. हाँ, काम किया. अभी मैं इसको ES6 के हिसाब से लिखूँगा. ये भी निकलेगा, 2 यहाँ रहेगा, 2 भी निकलेगा. वेरी गुड. Now instead of this movie here we write, ये भी हटेगा, ये भी हटेगा, we write movie here, I write equals to this. ES6 है, इसकी वजह से नहीं हो रहा है unfortunately, but with ES6 it actually worked. Come on man, what's wrong with you? Come on. You used to work. Why don't you work? Why don't you work now? Title and rating. Chala. Now this is grayed out, but this is not. Why? Chalo, let's call this an anonymous function. Bas, chalo, ho gaya. Still, it, yeah, I don't think, yeah, ES6 को ये ES6 के लिए नहीं बनाया इन्होंने editor. Let's run this in our console. अब क्या तकलीफ? हाँ नहीं, हाँ या हटाओ. कितना स्पेसिंग है? हट. I open the Google Chrome's console. I paste this. ये सब का कुछ काम नहीं है, निकलो. Okay. And it says unexpected token. भाई गलती तो कहीं की है. Now I trust more that there are mistakes. Now I do trust this more. Instead of movie we only write the arguments. We write title and movie. जैसे ये हटाऊंगा एक मूवी आ जाएगा, बट ये कॉमा इसको बहुत दुख मारता है. नहीं क्यों? विल बी बियॉन्ड मी. Yeah, exactly. Now rating and title is grayed out. This shouldn't be movie, this should be rating. And yet they are both grayed out. Why are you grayed out, my friend? Son. Now it says movie is not defined. Okay, we're getting there. Now we make this title. Title is not grayed out anymore. And rating. I get it. This should only be movie, right? Finally, with ES6 ratings, ES6, we will have done something very good. Inception, rating, title, rating, very good. यहाँ पे टेस्ट में क्या बोल रहा है, टाइटल, इंसेप्शन, रेटिंग. अब इन दोनों के बीच में स्पेसिंग भी होना चाहिए ऐसा. Yeah, because of the spaces it doesn't work, does it? हाँ तो कर लेते हैं. ये लो, नहीं हुआ कुछ. Very good at that. बस नहीं. Nope, that's not allowed unfortunately. So apparently there is a better way to code this. Why is there not a comma? I mean, that comma won't do anything anyway, but sure. So apparently that bracket is required. अब क्या तकलीफ है भाई, चलो देखते हैं. So square bracket, curly bracket, double quote, good. Title, very good. Then the double quote again, and then this. Is there a space? Yeah, after the title, yes, there is a space, but it's not here. How do you even give it space? I gave it space. दो space देनी है, नहीं, उससे नहीं हुआ कुछ. हाँ. Okay. I'm going to let you now. Nope. Let doesn't do anything. I've come this far. I'm not going to leave this. Let me copy this much. Let's reset this lesson. Very good. Yeah. Where is that line? Where is that code? I'll refresh this. This is the for loop. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Not here actually. This is correct. Now instead of you, we're going to simply write ratings dot push this. If you know, obviously, इसको कर देंगे. No, not that much. Comment. Whatever. Yeah. The spacing is a problem. Yeah. How did they solve it? They didn't. They didn't solve it. They worked like magic anyway. Now we have to see why this isn't okay. Because of you, maybe. Fine. Okay, stringify. The moment you stringify, this happens. That can stay, right? Each title and each rating will be written this way. Bus, better. That doesn't do anything. Oh, come on, okay. Please, next time, don't do this simplicity thing. Yeah, the code in the idle currently uses a for loop, so you should replace the functionality with your map expression. Yeah, we have map expression. This is the where it takes, this is an anonymous function which takes movie as an argument. I mean, इसको हटा लेंगे तो क्या होगा? कुछ नहीं. Okay, very good. And the spacing doesn't appear. Why are there not spaces, my man? Am I supposed to write it this way? So that happened. Nope. That is not the way. Come on, man, come on. Yeah, I can think of a few ways to do this. That's invalid. Okay, obviously it's invalid. What stops the spacing from occurring? Yeah, that's not what we want. Let's go back. The code should use the map method. It does. Yeah, because of the spaces, I can see mine doesn't print the space. Why though? Map itself returns an array. Okay, if we don't stringify this, what happens? It prints it this way, which is very cool. Exactly like we wanted. Oh yeah, okay. Now what? I'm going to copy this much text. I'm going to refresh the page. Copy, refresh. Very good. Instead of this, now what about that? A refresh किया फिर भी वही बचा. Sheesh. I'll have to reset the lesson. Yes, please. Okay. What does their not stringified version look like? Interesting. Their non-stringified version also looks like this. Huh. That's literally their for loop. Their for loop look interesting. So why are we getting the bad? Okay, when we don't stringify it, what happens? It returns this. Is that? Yeah, we have to use. Okay, ठीक है चलो. इतना किया, अभी इसको हट देता है. Yeah. But if we do this, still no. Because of the spacing, we have to stringify, right? So JSON dot stringify u. So we have the exact output, but we don't need the exact output. We need it with spacing. I have no clue, but I will save this code. I also looked at that before. Come on. I mean, movie can be anything really. Can really be anything actually. I do feel like we should put a space here that should take care of it. Oh. Yeah, that's not it. Come on, it takes so much time. Is there a space between inception and rating? I mean, title and rating? Yes, there is. How do we put a space in there? Do I put a comma? Okay, it's not allowed. I am going to ask for help. Maybe the hints will help us. Array.prototype.map takes a function as an input and returns an array. So array.prototype.map. Array.prototype is watch list. The returned array includes elements that is processed by the function. This function takes individual elements as input. Takes a function as an input and returns an array. The returned array includes elements that is processed by the function. This function takes individual elements as input. Individual elements as input, right? It would change with the name of this. Very good. Now I'm slowly starting to realize, but I still don't understand the spacing. How did you figure the spacing out? If it's the same thing, I'm going to kill it. So we have constant, we have a variable. You know what, let's make you a constant. If that does it, I'm going to kill you. It doesn't. Okay, so we have a constant called a watchlist.map and then item, right? Item and then that arrow. We used movie, they used item. Okay, then we have bracket, curly bracket, parenthesis and curly bracket. Very good. It says title and then item title. Does bye. Does ours do that? Title and then item title. Very good. And then comma, enter, line break, rating, item, line break. Very good. I can see that. This. So there should be what? A curly bracket and two parentheses and then semicolon. We have a curly bracket, two parentheses and semicolon. Very good. What's wrong? That's the solution. Using ES6 notation, each item is equal to extract title and rating parentheses are needed to return an object. So according to you, this is the solution. And yet you require oh it says rating should equal. Fine. Oh my god. Bruh. Yeah, I know. Now it will obviously work. It was not the spacing. It was ratings. It literally said ratings should equal. Why did I not read that? And I said I would get coffee if I yawned once more. I'm going to get some coffee. I'll be back, guys. Hello guys, welcome back, and let's resume from where we left off with the code. Let's see. Okay, so we have console log. Yeah, we finished this test. We can go to the next part. I can see one comment. Just a second. This is a comment from Star Gaming. Hello, Star Gaming. Hi, Yogen sir has his own channel. I work on the live videos. If you want to check out his videos, you can go to the videos section and you can find out his work there. And you can also go to the link in description, and that's where his channel is linked. You can check it out over there. Thank you. Okay, so now what do we do? Yeah, we go back to this. Implement map on a prototype. As you have seen from applying array.prototype.map or simply map. Earlier, the map method returns an array of the same length as the one it was called on. Yes. Also, it doesn't alter the original array as long as its callback function doesn't. Yes. In other words, map is a pure function and its output depends solely on its inputs. Plus, it takes another function as its argument. Okay. You might learn a lot about the map method if you implement your own version of it. Yeah. It is recommended you use a for loop or array.prototype for each. I have no clue what for each does. So let's find out what for each function does. Or it's a method. Oh, it's for each is a method. So what does this say? So we have an array called fruits. We say fruits and write for each and my function. Okay. Method calls a function for each element in the array. What kind of could you give us an example? Very good. So let's say we have let equals sum. Let sum equals 0. So we have a variable called sum. Then we have a variable called number which holds an array. We write numbers for each. So numbers for each my function. What does my function do? My function will sum 0 and 65 with each item. So sum. Oh, sorry, no, that it will return a sum of all the functions. What? For each, it will do that for each value of the array. So this will come out with a sum for each of them. Okay. So what does this do? Write your own. Let's read this again. As you've seen from applying array, the map method returns an array of the same length. Yes, of the same length as the one it was called on. Yes. Also, it doesn't alter the original array as long as its callback function doesn't. Yes. In other words, map is a pure function and its output depends solely on its inputs, plus it takes another function as its argument. I think we also have it pasted. No, we do not. Yeah, unfortunately, no problem. Yeah, but I can go back to that and leave that. Let's leave that, never mind. In other words, is a pure function. You might learn a lot about the map method if you implement your own version of it. So they probably want us to write our own function. It's recommended you use a for loop or this. Okay, for each. Okay, let's see why. Write your own array prototype.map, which should behave exactly like array prototype.map. You should not use the built-in map method. The array instance can be accessed in the mymap method using this. Yes. Oh yeah. We're going to instantiate it, right? So we have my map equals new map function. I think now we've instantiated it, haven't we? I think so. We've initialized the variable with new map. So now my map has inherited all the properties of this. Okay. Your code should not use the map method. And it does not. Very good. Now if I write my map. अच्छा लिखा ही है. Oh, sorry. Okay. What are you supposed to do? Write your own array.prototype.mymap. We should behave exactly like array.prototype.map. What if we already have written this? What are we supposed to do with this? I don't understand. You should not use the built-in map method. Okay. The array instance can be accessed in the mymap method using this. The array instance. What? Oh, okay, I'm going to read you now. So if we have, let's say, this as an array, item2 should equal this. Camp about. Acha. Wait a second. Let me understand this. What if I copy and paste? Oh, sorry. इसकी कोई ज़रूरत नहीं ना. Basically, if I do this, it should return new array dot push unfortunately what will we print? Not return, rewrite console then. I have no clue why we should use a for loop or anything else, and that doesn't even print it because that function isn't called. Okay, let's leave this. Console.log mymap. Mymap is not defined. What if I do this? Not defined. Because it takes in a function. Wait a second. I have no clue. Absolutely no clue. Maybe we have to read that again. I have no clue what this is, what we are supposed to do. Let's read that again. Implement map on a prototype, right? There is a function, this takes an argument callback, right? Map works similarly. So are we supposed to write? To read that. We're doing object-oriented programming in functional programming. I knew I would get a headache immediately. Okay, use inheritance. Set the child's prototype to an instance of the parent. Yeah, bird.prototype. So array.prototype.map equals object dot, I think we have this, array.prototype.map. But we are not creating it here. Okay. What am I even writing? I have no clue. I have no clue what I'm writing. Can't work this way. Okay, let me, you know what guys, let's why don't you listen to some music? I will try to figure this out. So guys, I figured something out. Well, actually I didn't figure it out. I used this. I was so beyond it. So it used this. It's a for loop instead of my map for each. So it is going to use a for loop or this. So they're showing us two explanations, but let's try to understand this. I'm going to close this. So what does this say? Write your own array.prototype.map, already written. It should have behave exactly like prototype.map. But we're not importing that. So what I copied and pasted that prototype.map and then create. We're not supposed to do that. Okay. But it says the array instance can be accessed in the mymap method using this. So basically we want mymap to behave like map without writing it directly, without making it inherit. So we write for let I equals 0. So this is a for loop, this dot length. Now what is this? This is the map function, my map function. So my map's length. Wait a second, what is this here? I have no clue. Console.log new array. That should help us understand. Right. It's undefined. Very good. So right now it's undefined. What does this function do? I have no clue. When they say this, what do you mean? Do you mean my map? Or do you mean this function? It's beyond me. If I can't understand this, I have to go back. I have to read this again. The array instance can be accessed the mymap method using this. Okay, so can be accessed using this. Okay, so this dot length. So the length of the array to run. What? That cannot be true. This this function. Okay, new array dot push. So as long as we don't reach the length of this function, we're going to push what callback in this I0 I. Okay, what is the callback function now? Callback. I could never in a million years understand what this is. Callback in JavaScript. Please, JavaScript callbacks. I will call back later. We really have something called callback. We have a function called callback. My callback. If callback X, I can see that is here. That is here. We have my numbers, post numbers, this whatever. Then we have callback X. So callback does it. When to use a callback? What is the definition? Function source. Okay. JavaScript callback. The callback is a function passes an argument or a function as an argument to another function. So as an argument to another function. So this will call back another function. It should probably be this. You can see callback. Okay. What should be the callback? So then this thing is 0. then 0. So this array is a 0th value, and then the ith value, and then this. Oh, because my takes three arguments. The first argument is then the index, and then pretty hardcore. I have no clue. I need to study this, but yeah, this is for the map function. This is how you write code for the code beyond the code. Of course, we've passed it. So if I write this, it will in fact return 46, 30, 130, and whatever. I know. Let's go into it. We'll know. Console.log 46, 130. So let's understand this. First we have this, an array is passed the mymap function. Okay, so the moment we call mymap, this begins. So function, it takes the callback value. Callback what? It takes a function. So mymap is a function, so this is called item. Let me understand you. For I in this length, so I can understand when they mean this, they mean the array that has been called, this being entered. Let's say, let's take this as the array, this thing is length. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it will iterate 5 times. Very good. Now new array, but push callback. So mymap के अंदर जो है वो, so mymap takes a function and a callback. So this is the function and the callback. I believe going to take callback this, so it will call this function. Oh, it will call this function item, and item multiplied by 2. I have no clue. Maybe I think with a fresh mind, I'll set this in my phone. I have no clue. What is this? If I have no clue, I should better, I mean, instead of taking a picture, I could have taken a screenshot, but yeah. I want to skip this lesson. I'm going to save this code, but I am in fact going to skip this lesson. I want to come back to it and figure out what this actually does, because I'm not sure what this does at all. So implement a map on a prototype. Okay, what does this say? Use the filter method. So once we learned map, now we're going to learn filter method. Can you guys hear me as much as before? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so now we have a filter method to extract data. So instead of map, we're going to learn filter now. Another useful array function is array.prototype.filter, or simply filter. Filter calls a function on each element of an array, and returns a new array, similarly like map, exactly like map, but a few things here and there. Only the elements for which the function returns a truthy value, that is a value that returns true if passed to the boolean constructor. Okay, in other words, it filters the array based on the function passed to it. It filters the array, based on the function passed to it. Like a map, it does this without needing to modify the original array. Does map. Like map, it does. So it doesn't affect the original array. It doesn't mutate the array, the original array. This. Okay. The callback function accepts three arguments just like map. The first argument is the current element being processed, the second is the index of the element, and the third is the array upon which the filter method was called. Literally the same thing. Literally the same thing. See below for an example using filter method where the users are to return a new array containing only the users under the age of 34 is simplicity the example. What's the difference? It returns a truthy value, so it returns true or false. Okay, I can see this is filter, and inside it takes a callback function. Callback function where function user.age is less than 30 only return users with the age of users is less than 30. Write console.log users under 30. I see. Very good. Actually, I understand filters a little better than map apparently. I understood this immediately. Yeah, it will return the users that are under the age 30. For this example, so it will only return these guys, Amy and Campercat. It will return name Amy, age 20. Yeah. Interesting. User.age. Interesting. Interesting. We didn't even tell it to return the name and the age. How? For simplicity, the example only uses the first argument of the callback. Yeah, I understand. Maybe I missed something. So we say user and return user.age where it's less than 30. We're only asking it to return this much. Why is it returning so much? Return everything of that on that user. Is that what you're asking? I think it returns everything on that user. All the data of that user if their age is less than 30. How do we filter further down is, I think, for us to figure out. How we filter it further down is for us to figure out. Okay. They're not even given a for loop. Okay. The console will display why. Yeah, okay, let's read you. Maybe this will help us understand. Which returns true if passed to the Boolean constructor. In other words, it filters the array based on the function passed to it. Like map, it is this without. Okay. So it will basically remove this, all of it, and it will keep all of this. The variable watch list. We have watch list again. The variable watch list holds an array of objects with information on several movies. Yeah. Use a combination of filter and map on watch list to assign a new array of objects with only title and rating keys. I see. Yeah, why we need map. I get it. My worst nightmare. Not really. The new array should only include objects where IMDb rating is greater than or equal to 8.0. ठीक है चलो. Let अच्छा इसको एडिट करेंगे. हाँ ओके. Equals watch list. Watch list dot filter. Nice. Now we go to the real stuff. I think we're going to map it in here, aren't we? Yes, we are. Filter and then map. Undefined is not a function. Very good. We'll get there. Okay. I'm going to write what movie, and then arrow, and then curly brackets. Curly brackets will be inside. Should they be? Yeah, because we're going to get two. We don't need that, do we? Yeah, we don't need that. We're only filtering that. We'll do that with map. चलो एक एक करके पहले तो इसको एक लाइन नेक्स्ट लाइन रखते हैं. फिल्टर का ब्रैकेट कहाँ खत्म होता है, फिर उसको भी बाहर निकालते हैं. वेरी गुड, चलो निकलो बाहर. सो ये सब फिल्टर के अंदर मस्ती करेंगे ना. डॉट यहाँ पे. वेरी गुड. Wait a minute. What is this for? Filter user. अच्छा, ये बराबर है. हाँ, okay. Pretty simple, pretty clear actually. क्या तकलीफ है? बस ले. नहीं? Okay. Because it doesn't even. Okay. We write movie equals movie dot क्या चाहिए, IMDb rating, right? IMDb rating is क्या चाहिए, greater than or equal to 8.0. इसको हटाते हैं अभी के लिए बस. Okay, very good. Now we have movies where the rating is greater than or equal to. Very good. Now we are going to map view. Map itself will also take a function. चलो इधर दिमाग फाड़ते इसका. Map will take an item for it. Okay, we'll go with an item. An item will have one curly bracket into brackets. Very good. Right. What do we need? Another title and rating, right? So title, title, item, title. Very good. So now we have Inception, Interstellar, Dark Knight. Very good. And we write right. What was it? Rating. Now I understand the map a little bit more because I'm getting more comfortable with it. We write what? Item. Oh, sorry. Can IMDb RATING. इसको अभी क्या तकलीफ है यार? I must have forgotten something. Oh yeah. We should have item title, right? What problem do you have now? Very cool. Maybe I'm missing a semicolon here and there. Nope. It's not it expected where after rating. So what am I doing wrong? पुराना कोड देखना पड़ेगा वापस. Bye. I put the ये कहाँ है? हाँ ये बराबर है. It has a problem. Now let's solve that colon problem. I could tell you lyrics from before 7360. Put to bed my melodies. Please just have a laugh with me, 'cause you know Yeah, we need that. I know. So somehow it worked. What was the spacing? Yeah, there was a. Yeah, I think yeah that square bracket. Yeah, gave us a headache. Okay. I think we are done. Yeah, but now I know more about maps and filters. I hope I can see this. Somebody wrote this song before, and I can tell you what it's from. Cool, very nice. यहाँ पे सेमीकोलन डाल देंगे तो नहीं. But to make memories, please just share life with me, 'cause you know that I'm lonely Implement the filter method on a prototype. The same thing. I mean, I understand, I know what to do now, but I don't wanna. And I exactly know what to copy and paste. But I won't have understood it. Maybe let's write it. For loop for I for let I equals 0, I less than this dot length, then I plus plus, and in this we write new array dot push. Inside this we have something callback. In the callback we write something I think new array no this sorry back and then I self, and then we write something I think this itself. It cannot be this then, it has to be something else. I can check out the picture. I will have passed the test, but I do not understand this. Right. This I and this. But this thing filters data, right? Oh, we need a comparison of data. This won't be the map function, this will be something else. So let's think what filter function does. Maybe I think we're supposed to replicate the filter method. हाँ थोड़ा अभी थोड़ा समझे हम लोग कर क्या रहे हैं. ओके जब हम मैप फंक्शन कॉल करते हैं तो कुछ चीज़ें होती है, वो 3 आर्ग्यूमेंट्स लेता है और फिर वो कुछ कॉल थ्रो करता है, राइट. We want to do the same thing when we call my map, and then the same thing for my filter. So when we call filter, when we call the filter function, when we apply the filter function to an array, for example, it does whatever it does. We want to do the same thing with my filter. We want to do the same thing, so we understand more how filter works or map works. Okay, चलो ये देख के थोड़ा समझ आया. अभी वो कैसे काम करते हैं उसका लॉजिक देखना पड़ेगा. So I have to go back and understand its logic. I have to refresh this page. We skipped this implement map on a prototype, but we are going to implement the filter method on a prototype. But for that I have to understand what the filter method does. Oh, we have 2 viewers. Thank you so much for joining. Okay. So why is this? Okay, yeah. Filter calls a function on each element of an array. So let's say this is my filter, and filter, this is when it says function, that means this function is literally called my filter, and it takes the callback. So callback is this. So calls a function in each element of an array and returns a new array. The callback function accepts 3 arguments. Which 3 arguments? The first argument is the current element being processed. So current element being processed, या इसको भी ले लेते हैं बाजू में तो ज़्यादा क्लियर रहेगा. करंट एलिमेंट बीइंग प्रोसेस्ड, हमने इसको ब्रैकेट्स में डाल के विल पुट दिस इन कंसोल डॉट लॉग. या ओके 1 व्हाटएवर. हाँ अभी ठीक है, तो डोंट लुक एट दिस फॉर नाउ. ओके. Back to you. So the first argument is the current element being processed, right? So the first element is the current element being processed. So when you say this, they mean this array, this as in the array that has been passed into the callback function, as in this. तो जो callback function में जो array हमने pass किया है वो, sorry, array pass किया है वो. So this I, so see ith value, which is the 0 value. So this is actually for whatever array we pass. हाँ तो इसकी लेंथ उसने टाइम वो reiterate करेगा. So now the for loop makes sense why the for loop is here. Very good. Now we say this and I. So this array, whatever the name of this array could be, can be, could be, is, we write this I. So it will go through the first element, right? And then so that's the first argument. Very good. The current element being processed. Very good. The second is the index of that element, and the third index of that element. So naturally this is 0 and this is 0, so index of this element will be I. Then it will go to the next one, which will be 1, so it will be naturally 6, 5. Okay, very good. And the third argument, what? The third is the array upon which the filter method was called. So array upon which, so we simply write this and it will return the array itself. Very good. So this will push whatever is returned when we call the okay, चलो ये push कर दिया, हो गया. तो ये तो करता है. But we also do this. So okay, so filter calls a function in each element of an array and returns a new array containing only elements for which the function returns a truthy value, boolean, if passed to the boolean constructor. अभी boolean constructor की values कहाँ से उठाएंगे? I think we have to, yeah. In other words, it filters the array based on the function passed to it, based on the function passed to it, right? I think we have to define a function in this too. Oh no. They will define a function. We have to help them implement that function. So this says my filter, and you put these arguments. Wait. So this array dot my filter, and then this argument. Interesting. Okay, I'm getting this more. So if we write it this way or write it function space my filter, it's the same really. So my filter and callback value. So my filter and callback value. This is the callback value, and the callback value has been applied to this array. तो रिटर्न तो बराबर कर देगा, but it's not supposed to push you, are you? Is this? Yes, it is actually. But what do you do when we pass this function? I can't place this yet in my mind. Okay. Oh, hello to viewers. Thank you for joining. Item Yeah, this is also an anonymous function where it takes an item as an argument, and then that item is the remainder of that item is checked. So 23 by 2, that would bring the remainder 3. It should, wait a second. What is this for? In JavaScript, please. Yeah. Forgot what this sign is for. That's an operator, of course. We have assignment operator, we have addition, we have multiplication, we have modulus, division, remainder. Exactly, so that's modulus. Let's see modulus examples here. modulus. Right. Yes, so basically this function will return when called return item 2. So ये हर एक में करेगा, हर एक को iterate करेगा, right? Which that will help if we go through each iteration. And it says callback, so this function will become this. What are we missing? Map doesn't filter data. Well, it does filter data, but in a different manner. But this also takes a Boolean value. Right. Can't for the life of me figure out. Maybe if we read this, we'll understand. A value which returns true if passed to the Boolean constructor. What would this do basically? It would return a number. So when we write my filter, it would only take this as an argument. This would be what? 9. It wouldn't take that as an argument. That's wrong, that's incorrect. But when we call my filter and it takes argument as callback, so we're literally using this as the callback argument. So callback is this, right? Can I even print that argument? Am I allowed to print it? What the value of the argument is? Callback. Exactly, it's not defined. You have to define it somewhere. Okay. But yeah, function and callback. So my filter and then function and callback. I think this is the Boolean thing. I have to do something where this says if this returns true, say do this, push the value. If this returns false, then do nothing. We have to use an if statement somewhere in here, but where and how? What do we write in the true or false argument? It doesn't actually return true, it pushes whatever returns true. So only return true, do this if something does turn out to be true. But what does turn out to be true? And if I write this, I wouldn't know what I would be doing. Right. I did, sorry. Yeah. I don't need to write else. I do need to put something in the if statement. Oh, sorry. Command Z. Okay. What do we write in if? Oh, we have 2 viewers still watching. Thank you. And if I simply say true, yeah, that doesn't work. What should this return? It will filter data. Item remainder 2. What? Sorry, divided by 2 and modulus operator, right? Division remainder. Yeah, exactly. So it tells us what the remainder is. So literally, revise this. But this isn't Boolean. How is that Boolean? Does this mean either something is divisible by 2? No. Why is that it not here? Showing this. Why does this do 110011? That's interesting for me. I have no clue. What should return true? This function. How do I call this function? Call this function. If callback returns true, exactly. You can't say callback. I have no clue what the callback is still. Is this the callback? Are you the callback? Are you the callback? I know this, when they refer to this, they refer to the argument, the array that has been passed or that has been entered. Is the callback the function itself? In that case, it's an anonymous function because this is the argument, it's not even the name of the function. Or if I simply write this, exactly. You can't simply write this because it's an anonymous function. We can't simply write anonymous functions. What do we do? Callback returns true, no. We have something to do with the if statement. Let's think. With each iteration, so in the first iteration, it will check whether this number 23 2, what does that do? It returns 1, right? And without this it would without you it would in fact return 1 1 0 0. We don't want to return 1. Oh yeah, we don't want to return 1, we want to return the exact value. And it takes 3 arguments, right? We don't want to push the result return. So first of all we have to play with this and also make this true. What do we write so that it tells us that this is in fact true. Then we shouldn't write, instead of true we should write 1. That is not correct. Callback, no. Do we run that's equivalent of you? A my filter function. I can't call itself in itself, can I? Wouldn't that be exactly? Of course it's not defined because we haven't put a function in there. Yeah. What is equals 1? What if we write this and I? One. Then you push a value. But exactly none of them are 1. None of them is 1 right now. So if I were to write 23 here, it would push at least, yeah, the result of 23 by remainder 2. So the remainder of 23 by 2, it would push that. Of course we have to play with u, of course. So this callback, this. It's only taking the first argument. First of all, we have to change this. Instead of this, what do we want to write? This is the only argument. So ये देख के मुझे समझ आ रहा है कि फर्स्ट आर्ग्यूमेंट को ही दे रहा है, कॉल कर रहा है, और सेकंड में थर्ड को कर भी नहीं रहा. Okay, very good, fine. So this is I. So if we just write definitely 0. 0 तो चाहिए नहीं. I don't even know what 0 is, where it came from. I mean, I understand I is 0, but क्या लिख सकते हैं कि उसकी वैल्यू चेंज ना हो. I don't know. It's 3 hours already. I'm going to take a break, guys. When I'm back, we'll try to figure this out again. Until then, see you. Take care, take some rest. I'll see you guys in the next live video. Thank you.